Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and today I want to give you an update on the 98 Cobra Project car. Very, very good news. We were able to fix the misfire that it had up top. Anywhere over 3,000 RPMs, it was really breaking up, and so there's a lot of things that can cause that, and my twin brother, who half owns this car with me, and I were talking about it, and it could be the plugs, it could be the ignition wires, it could be the coil packs, it could be the fuel filter, fuel pump, it could be, a number of things, intake manifold runner control not opening. So to fix that hesitation, the next step we took was decided that we were going to get some new coil packs and ignition wires and plugs. And, our thought on it was these particular items all have a lifespan of about 150,000 miles, and that's what the car had on it. So regardless of if it was the problem or not, we wanted to at least fix it, because another thing is it could be the O2 sensors, that can cause a miss up top. That happened on my Mach 1, and so there's a lot of parts that you can swap around and try, and so we were talking about just doing all the free stuff first that we could test by switching off of other cars and all that. But in the end we decided, okay, well, we're good with getting new coil packs for it and ignition wires and even new plugs, so we went ahead and did that. And it's also a good peace of mind. Throwing parts at a car isn't always the best idea, but then that's not the problem if you still have the problem. So I went ahead and changed all these out, and it still had the miss, so I was a little sad about that. But a thought that I had was, well, if it's higher RPM only and it's breaking up pretty bad, maybe it has to do with the mass airflow meter, because that's registering airflow, and at the higher RPMs it's sucking in a lot more air and needs a lot more voltage and everything. And so if something's wrong with it, maybe that's it. So I took that off and cleaned it out within 2 minutes. And here it is. You can see how there's a little bit of dirt trapped on it. It's pretty gunked up, so I just sprayed it with the cleaner, and you can see how clean that looks now. Didn't touch anything. You don't want to really touch it when you're cleaning it. Just spray it off, and that's what it looked like. And took the car for another drive, and sure enough, she pulled all the way to 6,800 without any problems. And did a great job. So that's all it was a dirty mass airflow meter. And I made a video on cleaning that I'll show you in the description. And it is nice to also have the other tune-up parts on it, though. We can't complain, and it's really nice because since the two of us own the car, we split the cost of buying the other parts. So, and another thing too is if you take your car in to the dealership and ask them to diagnose it, they're going to charge you probably $80 or more. So, for pretty close to that, we were able just to put new parts on it. And so I think that's the better way. Is worst case scenario, throw parts at it. It doesn't always work, but if these other parts are old enough, then good enough. So anyway, really happy that it runs great now. It doesn't have any other issues. We did talk to the original owner, and I'm going to make a separate video on that, on all the things that we found out about the car. And from here, it's going to need new tires for sure. That's probably the next thing. We can do some of the other smaller touch-ups, like plasti dipping the cowl there, and maybe the mirrors, like we just did on this car. So that turned out really nice. And anyway, cosmetically is the only real problem with this car now. And I'm just kind of thinking about doing a wrap on it, or maybe a plasti dip job or something. So anything I do, we discuss with my twin brother first, since we don't want to just hand them a bill. We have to decide on what's both important to us. But anyway, it's running strong now, and really happy about that. So we'll bring you more updates, and I have videos that I'll be putting up on replacing the ignition wires and the coil packs and the plugs for this. The only real complaint I have about these is these are 9mm instead of the 8mm, and so with that they don't fit down into the little grooves that clamp everything. So as you can see, I've put some zip ties here holding them together. I'm probably going to have to do that more, zip tie them up some more to make it look clean so you don't have wires floating everywhere. And maybe they do sell, you know, the bigger size of these clamps, but yeah, that's only going to fit the stock size wire. So anyway, that's the only disappointment. But other than that, everything was good, and I went through and numbered the cylinders on the coil packs on each of these, because as you may know, Ford uses the same coil pack. You may have seen this in the other video, but Ford uses the same coil pack for each side. They just have it labeled with the outer numbers as one set of cylinders and the inner as the other, so it can be confusing. So it's a little better now to at least know you know, which cylinder goes to which by looking at what I've written here. And also the new ones are really nice because they show you what cylinder it's supposed to go to. So anyway, that's the update for today, and I'll get some of the other videos up, and really excited to get the motor mounts on the Mach 1. That'll be a good project, and so that's coming up soon too. I have had a bit of a cold, if you can tell, so I've been down for the last week, not really able to even move much. So this is the first project I was able to get back into, and so we'll go ahead and keep moving forward with it. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys an update and let you know how excited we are that the car now, you know, pulls to 6,800 RPM just fine and runs the way that it should. And all these little things like fixing the speedometer and, you know, those little things, it's all been a lot of fun to do. It's not fun when it's broken, but when you fix it, it's rewarding. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, stay tuned, and thanks for watching.